hair great again.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Now, woo.
We're coming. Get our check.
Cheryl, Morrow, the one, the only, the hair oracle.
Well, I think it was Red Dot, and then we also had a cosmetology school instructor in the chat, Miss Denise West, Michelle Allen, Miss Foster. Dang, I missed your name. It's always nice to see Miss Foster in the chat. Michelle Allen, you know how much we love you too.
What? About a whole lot of peace. Cheryl, you order that in a bag of chips. Let me do your hair. Hey, what's happening? What's happening, good people? How you guys doing out there? Y'all know who it is, right? It's me, your homegirl, Ladosha Wright, aka Lolo, coming to you live and direct from the Rebels Design Team Hair Salon, where it's sunny in Cleveland, Ohio. And then right over here, y'all know who it is, right? It's the one, the only, the hair oracle, aka Cheryl Morrow. That's right. That's right. Looking real good with her little ponytail, you know, all to the back. I need those glasses like so bad. I'm going to be going up to Baltimore and to that little flea market called Patapsco, and I'm going to give me a whole collection of like readers so I can just be real fly. You know what I'm saying? That's how it's going down. It's going down. What's up, Michelle? I see you in the chat. It's so good. It's so good. It's actually, we're winding down the month of March. I feel like March just went by so dang on fast. I'm like, dang, March. Slow down to 90. That's what I want you to do. But April is coming up. And if I'm not mistaken, let me check my calendar. But I believe next Monday is April Fool's. So it's only befitting that we'll come back next Monday, you know, with some April Fool's jokes all about hair. So I'm going to try like the top 5, you know, jokes, trends that we saw online that was like, is this a joke or is this for real? And I think that'll be fun. And I'll have a joke for each one. I mean, it's April Fool's Day, so we're going to have to, you know, have some jokes. You know what I'm saying? So how's things going over in sunny California?
Beautiful.
It's
sun shining in my face after some rain.
The sun is shining in your face.
Yes.
Oh, I have a ring light. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Lamar? Oh, it's Daddy. Look, Daddy, I'm getting my teeth fixed for you. Sure, like those are so crazy. What's happening? We're gonna have a wonderful podcast tonight. We have made it to 101 episodes. You know what I'm saying? Like Public Enemy number 1, or some KRS 1. So we have made it to 101 episodes, and boy, are we excited. Now, y'all know I just
101. It's like we're starting all over.
It's like, you know, it's like in college. Remember that 101 English?
Oh, today's big shot.
When I found out them 101 classes were like remedial high school, I felt like this small. I was like, why they do us like that? You know, why they have me think you anywho. Anybody felt that way when y'all was in, you remember college and you couldn't wait to get to like, oh, I'm in math 101. Like duh. That's remedial high school. I'm like, what you talking about, Willis? You know what I'm saying? You mean I gotta get to 200 before I'm really doing something?
Yeah, before you really doing something.
Well, you really do it. But anyhow, I like those 100. Yeah, they was all right. They were all right. So again, we are going to have a wonderful episode. It's all about transitioning your hair. I've got some cool clips. We got to get down to the nitty gritty of what is this transitioning all about, because people will come into the hair salon and that is like I thought transitioning was kind of like so passe, but apparently transitioning hair continues.
It's a resurgence. Is that what you're saying?
I guess so. So how many people in it? Because the chat is y'all coming on through. Y'all must be they ready for this topic. Come on in now. How many people in the chat are really interested in transitioning? Like how you get more? Like this is my girl Nene. Nene, she been hating on me today. She don't want to talk because my hair ain't natural. Nene, she bugging. She all like, but you know what? I ain't think about Nene with her own stuck up butt, but she got that sexy brown skin. So she's not going to do much talking, but you know, it's just something about this hair. So how many people are really itching to get more curls, you know, in the hair? Like Miss Nene, you want to see, you know, some more volume. Like Nene got her afro is like banging. So in the chat, how many people are really interested in enhancing their texture and somehow, some way getting it back to what they're calling natural? Because that is what the topic is going to be about today, is how do we get this texture like Nene's up here? Because my hair would be called heat damage, you know? And so, because all my curls don't go back like this. So we're gonna talk about all of those terms. So while we're waiting for you guys to drop some answers in the chat, I'm gonna go ahead on and play our theme song by none other than Sister Rachel Evans' sister. Let me do your hair. So you guys get your popcorn, write your questions down, get ready. We're gonna have a good time on our 101 episode as we talk about how to transition hair from this to this. All right, so let's get on. Let's play some Sister Rachel Evans. Let me do your hair. Hey, come on in, guys. Come on in. This is gonna be a full a wonderful, wonderful topic. I'm really excited. Hey. And let me do your hair. Come on, drop in the chat. How many of you guys, how many want to know how you get more of this? You are beautiful. Look at Nene. She's like, I got my little cornrow braid. She's feeling herself. We all like, hey. I was very happy if you will let me do your hair. Look at Nene. Come on, y'all. Not like a, look at that hair. And let me do your hair. That's why I know I can't sing, but you know what they say in church, right?
Lip sync, right?
The Lord knows my heart. Did she say lip sync? Okay, no problem. Hold on. Y'all know our lip sync won't think nothing of it. Nothing of it. Come on in. Hey. You know, you got to make up your own words.
Yeah. You've been. I don't know why you don't know the words to this.
I mean, so you know, I should know it, but you know what? This is like hip hop. When she raps it, I'll be like, let me do your hair. Let me do your hair. Come on, guys, come on in. And how many of you guys are interested in texture enhancement with no chemicals? We're talking about transitioning. We're talking about going natural. You know what I'm saying? Damaged hair, heat damaged hair. We're going there. Ooh, Danny, you didn't hit the super chat. Oh my God. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You know, money throw black women off. Well, this one anyway. Woo! Thank you so much. And it matches my earrings. I got my little, you know. Hey. We gotta get that the next time. We're gonna go like, let me do your hair. Come on, let us do y'all hair. We're talking about transitioning. This is a topic, a broad topic. Hey, hey. All right, now. That is Sister Let Me Do Your Hair by none other than the lovely Sister Rachel Evans. And again, we got to let you guys know, shameless plug, you can buy that download via your Prime account on Amazon, that Prime Music, and let's support our indie artists. After all, I can relate to the whole indie artist. And so, again, that is Sister Let Me Do Your Hair, the official theme song of America's favorite podcast about Afro hair. And if you have just kind of scrolled across and you like, wait a minute, there's some cute girl, what they talking about? You know what I'm saying? We are talking about transitioning hair. But before we do that, just a couple of current events, all right? So I'm just going to do two in essence of time. So the first one, I just got to be real petty. It's real petty. You know, we don't have to stay on it long. How they just gonna knock down number 45? I knew they were. How many people thought she was gonna take his stuff? I was like, why y'all watching that? America's news is like, they talk about the Russian propaganda, and you know,
what happened? What happened? What happened? Maybe I'm not.
They knocked his. You know, he was supposed to pay like $500 million for this, what do you like a bail or whatever, something fee he had. They knocked it down to like
right, for a hold until
so they knocked it on down, and they said, we ain't gonna take your property. Now y'all know, have anybody ever went to court and you had a traffic ticket, right? And they said, oh, you got a fee to pay, right? And you was like, oh, I ain't got no money. I said, well, you can go to jail and do community service, and you can pay up. You'd be like, hold on, wait a minute,
I'll be back.
Here you go, Judge. I mean, I'm not saying I can relate. You know, I mean, LaWanna, Michelle, I ain't trying to tell on myself. You know, I'm just saying, Miss Howard. I mean, I'm not trying to tell that I know what it feels like to go in front of a judge and you didn't have money to pay for your ticket. You know what I'm saying? And so it was like, you could go to jail and meet us up, and you can do some community service and clean up streets, or you can cough up that money. I was like, that, hold on, Dad. Yeah.
Or you know how you find it behind your ear? Oh shit.
Oh my God. Look at this. It's oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Let me go on my other bank. Michelle, y'all know the other bank. Oh, wait a minute, Your Honor. Oh, heavens to Murgatroyd. I'll be shit the creators. It's money in them parts.
Well, what happened to his ass today?
So he just got to pay a couple of hundred, not even 200 million, just 100 million. That's all. That ain't nothing. After all, I'm rich. I'm very rich. So
they knocked it down.
They knocked it down, but he ain't got 100 million. He gonna get one of them sultans. He gonna be like, come here. What's his daughter's name? Ayana. Come here, Ayana.
Ivanka.
Oh, Ivanka. I'm sorry. Ivanka, Ayana, same thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. Anywho, so that's the one. And then the second one, you guys are gonna love this one. We showed it earlier. So here's our second current event for the month. And this is, we want to send a super congratulations to our intern, Miss Samaria Rice. She has completed her internship. She's getting ready to prepare for state boards here in Ohio. So here's a little video of her experience here at the Reverence Design Team Hair Salon. So if you all can drop a SS for Miss Samaria Smith in the chat, that would be greatly appreciated. So here is our intern, the lovely Miss Samaria. Congratulations, Samaria. All right, so let's give it up to the intern. She rocked out 150 hours of internship. Her learning experience was absolutely phenomenal. We kind of highlighted a smidget of it this afternoon on our podcast that's dedicated to barber and cosmetology students, also estheticians and nail techs. And that was actually from the mind of the intern at the behest of Cheryl. So big ups to the intern. A lot of people don't think that internship is important to cosmetology and barbers, but I'm here to tell you internship is extremely valuable to these young people. Now, we don't necessarily mean in age, but in experience. Cheryl, what's your take on the value of internship?
Oh my goodness. It's almost like what do they call it? On the job experience?
Yeah, on the job training. Okay. I think it's OJTP or something like that. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
And you get to work around professionals who have been doing it for a while. And you get to chew the meat, spit out the bones, as they would say, and kind of design your own little style there while still keeping up the sanitation and regulations and things of that nature. But you get to get a little more comfortable.
Yeah, she came in very shy and quiet, and she left out. All right, Kilolo, don't forget, give me my piece of cake now. Y'all know how the interns come in. So let's get some super duper shout outs before we get into the chat. Now, we do have the super chat. We're definitely not big on asking folks for money, but we truly appreciate the super chat by Danny, who was so kind. And I met him in real life last year at the Afro Hair Science Summit, which we're going to do again. So thank you so much, Mr. Danny Michaels. We really, really, really appreciate that. All right. And so big ups to LB, because she already know I'll come knocking at the door. Somebody ringing the bell. They don't know that song, do they, sure?
They don't know about that.
To the next verse. Do me a favor. Open the door. Let them in. What y'all know about that? Was it Paul Simon? Is that who sang that?
Yeah, it's Paul McCartney.
Oh, okay. Sorry, wrong person. All right, so what's up, Miss Howard? We miss you. It's so nice to see you. Live, work, clean. Holla at your girl. Michelle Allen was the first one to hop in. So nice to see you. And then again, we have brother Danny Michael is in the chat. So Lena, we see you, Lena. You just slid in on me. I like that. All right. So we are going to have the bomb ass discussion. That's right. About transitioning hair. So get your questions ready. So what I'm going to do, of course, I have clips to kind of just set this up. Now, before we get into it, it is definitely to my understanding that transitioning is coming out of the notion that the hair could be damaged. And the overall goal is to get all of your fibers somewhat like Nene's, oops, I'm sorry, Nene's fibers here, okay? So you don't want stringy pieces. You don't want color in it, preferably if all of the hair could be, chemical free. Now, we do have some clips of some influencers and just some everyday people who are trying to make this texture happen and they want this look, they kind of want to see this voluminous, afro, just kind of, and they want to see some curls and coils. So the big debate about this transitioning is are of course the various textures. So the curly, the wavy, the coily. So the curly people are not invited to sit with the kinky people because there's some rules of engagement here. All right, some rules of engagement. And so, Cheryl, what I would like to know is how the hell we get here? I mean, what? I mean, so let's start with damaged hair. How about we start there? And then I'm going to play a clip. So let's get everybody on the same page about the reason, the desire to have all of this texture versus mine. Because if mine get wet, it has some little stringy pieces. But I wear mine. I ain't thinking about. I'm not cutting my hair. I don't care what y'all say. I mean, y'all wear shredded jeans and don't throw them away. I'm just saying. So let's start off there with damaged hair. So take everybody on a journey of damage. Now, damage is going to fall into the categories of heat, right? It's going to fall into the categories of chemicals. I got some here. Hold on, wait a minute. Relaxers. Now, I'm not saying relaxers damage hair, but okay. So relaxers, and Cheryl's going to be the one to clear that up. And then, of course, you have color treated hair, and then let's just say like medicine that kind of makes the hair act funny. So, Cheryl, let's start there. Can you help us out with what is damaged hair? And then we're going to go into repair.
Damaged hair is always defined as split ends. Okay.
Good answer. Come on, y'all. Good answer. Good answer. Split ends. Okay.
Well, fiber that is degraded to the point where you cannot put it back in a conditional state. Bleached hair, you can't put the pigment back in. Okay. Anything, and this is not cosmetic damage. We're talking about genetic damage, the actual destruction of the hair strand. Because what you may deem as cosmetic damage or color, anytime you take pigment out, you've degraded it. Anytime you take the curl out, you've degraded it. So most people don't think degraded hair is damaged because it's cosmetically the way they want it, right? So when you say damaged, I am talking about genetically. A complete destruction of the hair shaft to the point where you can't put back what you took out. That's
Hold on.
What you talking about, Willis?
So, Willis.
Once you split, right. You cannot mend split ends. You can mend them temporarily, but you can't mend the fiber back. You got to cut them. All right? Okay. So whatever you can't put back, okay, whatever you took out, you took the pigment out too far and it doesn't perform, or it splits, or it snaps, or it has a bad pH. If you can't replenish that, that is a damaged hair strand.
So let's take my hair.
Mm-hmm.
So I have the pigment is removed, but I can take it back to my birth color and make it the level 2. It was not as light as yours.
Yeah, but you will be depositing it. It won't be a natural color. No.
It won't be a natural color.
No.
Okay. All right. So my hair is.
You can take it to your natural tone, but you can't put the pigment back in it.
Okay. So my hair is technically, this is damaged hair.
Cosmetically, it's not, but scientifically, it is.
Uh-oh. All right. I see the chat. The chat.
It's cosmetically thriving. It's the way you want it. It's still in your head. It's gorgeous. It's pH balanced, and it's beautiful. But technically, scientifically, it is damaged.
So scientifically, it is damaged. Okay. So is that what they are talking about when they say transition? They're talking about scientific damage.
They're not talking about scientific nothing.
Well, hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me get y'all a clip. Get ready, beauty business, because I got some clips from these gurus out here, and they're going to tell you exactly what they are talking about. So let's get into some damaged hair. Here you go.
What do I do? And most importantly, how do I get from this to this? Here, I'm going to explain to you all about transitioning, one of the 2 ways you can get your natural follicles growing.
What you talking about, Will?
So now, when your hair is straightened, right, something is happening to the follicles. That's something that a lot of people believe, is that when you alter the hair, the follicles are like jacked up. So can we just start at the scalp? We're going to help everybody out. Now that you have 2 types of damages, a scientific one and then the cosmetic, okay? And so it starts at the scalp because they always talk about when your hair is damaged, your follicles are damaged. So number 1, is that true? Does damaged hair mean damaged follicles?
Okay. Let me answer it this way. If you get a relaxer, what does your follicles produce? It's called new growth. So if it was not producing new growth, it would be damaged. But since your hair grows back in your natural birth texture, it's not damaged.
What you talking about, Will?
See, we just gonna keep going there because you heard what the lady said. I don't think y'all heard what she said. I hear this a lot. Let me play it. It's only 20 seconds, and I want you to take it from right where she finishes at. Here we go, Cheryl.
What do I do? And most importantly, how do I get from this to this? Here, I'm going to explain to you all about transitioning, one of the 2 ways you can get your natural follicles growing.
What you talking about, Will?
I didn't know there was such thing as natural follicles. What's natural follicles? If anybody can tell me what is a natural follicle.
Well, she said natural follicles growing. Because
it's called new growth.
Okay, let's see what the chat is saying. Because I mean, these are real. These are live.
Just don't get a touch up. Your body will get that what? It will remove that relaxed hair.
Okay, so she says that they're going to grow on their own. But
don't get a touch up.
But can't you? But okay, we gotta keep moving because we gotta transition. Because what she wants to do. So you're saying off the rip, right? You can't get the hair. You can't get the follicles going to grow.
I'm telling you, if you don't do anything to your hair, you become homeless all of a sudden, and you can't get to the hair salon. It'll grow out. You know how y'all say, "Oh, my perming grow out." Just your follicles are working all the time. The follicles don't know it's unnatural. There's no such thing as natural follicles, or your follicles are naturally growing. Don't get a touch up. that shit will move that relaxed hair. It's called breakage.
All right.
You don't get a touch up, it's going to, you know what I mean?
Right. And the same for color, right? So if you're tired of this, you can grow it out. So there's hope for hair like mine's, right? There is hope. All right. Okay, because the goal now.
Oh, well, let me ask you a question. So if y'all go get a color, you all gonna tell me that the new growth gonna grow out the color that you colored your hair?
But this is no good, Cheryl. I want this hair to go all the way.
I understand that, but no. They talking about damage is when your hair is not curly.
Right. So that hair, so it's not curly. I guess that's where I'm going. She didn't beat me to the punch. So it's not curly hair, damaged hair.
Curly hair can be damaged if you color it.
But if you don't color it, it's not that.
There is no such thing. And I know you guys want to say curly hair is the epitome of health, and that's not true.
Oh, you done messed up the damn podcast. You always. So wait a minute. Okay, we gonna hold on. She done went up. She done went all. That's Cheryl. Always going to the top, like the Temptations. Standing on the top. Hey, come on, y'all. Top, getting down. Yeah. Okay, so. Let's bring it back down because we want to transition is the name of the game in this podcast because that is what people want to do. They want to transition. So I think that one of the problems that you're having because you're so smart is that you don't know what transition is. So what
okay. Now let me say this. So I'm going to give you my definition of transition.
And can I play that definition first? Let me play because I got so if you want to drop definition of transition in the chat, we need some help because we don't want to be claiming like we the only ones out here that, you know what I'm saying? So here is the official definition of one YouTuber about transition defined. Here we go, guys.
So what exactly does transitioning mean? Glad you asked. Transitioning refers to the process of growing out your unaltered new growth, meanwhile maintaining the length from your chemically processed ends. This tends to be a much more attractive option to many people looking to go natural, or for people who are already natural who might have some heat damage looking to start over, because it allows you to keep the length that you're used to and slowly become a member of the natural hair community at the same time.
What you talking about, Willie?
I ain't gonna lie. I can't even figure that one out.
Now, let me just say this. I want you guys to notice what she drew. She drew the straight hair at the bottom and the curly hair at the top. So she drew it wrong. Okay. YouTubers, natural hair people. You know, I don't understand why black people can't get Afro curly hair right. I don't care how educated, how experienced. I don't care. We are making this shit up as we go. Whatever you do to your hair, don't do anything to it. Your follicles will grow your birth texture. Just don't do anything to it. If you relax, stop relaxing. If you're coloring, just stop coloring.
But there is a belief that you can't. She just told you that you can transition this.
No, your body is always growing your chromosomal DNA birth texture every day. Now, black men, Danny, come on, Danny. It's called a 5 o'clock shadow. You cut that shit, 5 o'clock. You get a fade, birth texture. It's coming back.
Even with the lunar eclipse coming?
Even with the full moon.
So are you saying that what this woman is saying about transitioning is going to
black people, right? When black people mean transitioning, they're not talking about a biological, genetic, bodily biological process. They're not talking about that. Your follicles are always growing your birth texture.
So keeping that straight pieces, because the objective, like she said, so let's take like Nene got some straight pieces, that's like this here.
Yeah,
See
but
how this in the front,
right, but that's on the ends of the hair. That has
right? But
nothing.
they don't want. Remember, it's about not losing length. So transitioning is also not losing the length because you don't want to do the big chop. So they're trying to take this fabric.
So my whole thing is, why is short hair, regardless of what it is, why are you trying to keep a Eurocentric ideology about length, trying to transition to natural, when short is not akin to natural? It doesn't make a difference. Your follicles are always growing your birth texture. If you want to have the majority of the birth texture, then and the straight ends become the minority, then just cut as you go. You do it anyway. It's called a trim, right? But you're not talking about that, and I know you're not talking about that. You are talking about your skills are transitioning. Your scalp is always, and your follicles are always growing your birth texture. So forget all that crazy talk. That is nonsense. That is bullshit. Natural hair care, natural, that is some Afro-Pan-African bullshit. Your follicles are always growing your birth texture, no matter what you do to it. It's called new growth. It means that I got to get a touch up on my color. I got to get a touch up on my bleach. I got to get my roots done. I got to get a relaxer touch up. That's what it's called. Why? Because you only get about 4 to 6 weeks of wear of that hairdo before you see an inch or an inch and a half of new growth, because you cannot stop your biological follicles from working. So if you don't, there's no transition. Your body is not transitioning you. Stop that crazy talk. I mean, it's just ridiculous.
So you can't make, if that hair is straight and they want to make it
the ends are a whole nother story. But we started with the follicles. That's why I'm addressing that. We started with the follicles. So I just want to make sure that we shut that down. The hair follicles is always growing your new growth.
And you can't, so I can't, so I got this, y'all remember this? So I got this Nature's Blessings right here. You know what I'm saying? Come on, y'all acting like y'all don't know. So Nature's Blessings, right? Look at that at the bottom, right? They talk about, it's
right.
Wait a minute, hold on. So this is with fragrance and good intentions. You see
so
that?
You got.
So
let me ask you a question.
You ain't let me get finished. Now, Cheryl, you cheating. This is a conditioner, hair restorer, and a root builder. And this is a favorite of, and it's got all this stuff. But are you seeing this, Cheryl? It's got good intentions, is what I want y'all to see. So this can't make the hair grow faster, going back to what she was saying about the follicles. So if I put this on my scalp with all these wonderful ingredients, and this is a conditioner, a restorer, and a root builder. So with good intentions, this can't do that. Is that what you're saying?
I'm not saying anything externally is going to do it yay or nay. What I am saying is 24/7, 365 days a year, your follicles are trying to, and going to produce your natural birth texture. Miss A. Howard, thank you very much.
Okay, guys.
Wait a minute. Now, this just go to show you. People will say they got a slow growth problem. Then they'll turn around and say, I got to get a touch up. I say to them, is your hair growing or not? Well, not as fast as I want to. Okay, when's the last time you did something to your hair to where you needed a touch up? Well, that was 5 weeks ago. Well, doesn't 5 weeks sound about right? Oh, well, yeah. So who told you it was slow? What did you measure that slow against? Like, we just say stuff. I don't know where we get that shit from. This is why it's called the dumbest shit. Because at the end of the day, your follicles. Well, let me ask you a question. How often do you need to touch up your color, Miss Ladosha?
Well, I'm supposed to touch it up every 4 to 6 weeks.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. What did you put on it for it to get your follicles moving along?
I did my yoga. No. I do
Nothing.
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 It's called nothing. Nothing. Come on, people, stop that. Now, the ends, you guys said heat damage. What causes heat damage?
Hot flat irons, right, guys? Hold on, wait a minute.
What
In the chat, wait a minute, chat. Come on, guys. Type in the chat what causes heat damage. I'm going to say hot tools.
Okay.
All right. So everybody else, and I got my hot tool here, and I say this bad baby right here causes woo-wee. This right good. What y'all know about that president? That's not hot, guys. But this straightening comb or hot tools, your blow dryers, is going to cause damage. So we've got hair dry. Oh, here's a good one. All right, Miss Howard, you on the road tonight? Okay, y'all keep dropping. She says improper use of heat tools. Okay, hold on. Wait a minute, Miss Howard. Come on, guys. Drop your answer in the chat. What do you say causes heat damage? Here you go. Thank you so much, Miss Howard. The chat is looking real good. You guys are down by law. Thank you so much for partnering with us. We truly appreciate you.
Okay, so.
We got, hold on. The person using, it's the person that's causing it. I like, that's a good answer too. All right, here's another good one, Cheryl. Hold on, wait a minute. It's going to pop up. Here it goes. What about the hair dryer?
Okay.
So you've got hot tools, the person, the hair dryer, and misuse of tools. So what?
So would you guys agree with me that burnt hair is damaged?
You mean like singe, like when you burn it?
Burnt hair. Burnt.
Yeah, so burnt hair is
burnt. You burn it up. Wouldn't you guys say that was damaged?
Yeah, that's because it's gone. It's disintegrated.
Okay. Now, so the hair that is now on the end and it has not curled back, what is your professional or consumer knowledge? What's telling you that hair is damaged and the curl hair is not? Well, what's telling you? How did you quantify that?
Okay, so here we go, guys. This Nene hair.
Okay.
And she got some stringy. There it is. She got that stringy piece. Because it don't match. Because it's all limp. Look at that, Cheryl. And then up in here, she got her, her peaches and herb. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so we've seen the stringy ends, right? So what I'm saying is, what is making you guys say that is damaged and the other hair is not? That's what I'm saying. What's making you say that?
Well, Miss Howard, she is saying that maybe because the way that it feels is maybe what they're saying that makes it damage. Am I correct? She said,
right. What does it feel like that makes you determine that it's damaged?
Okay, you guys are doing good.
Smooth or slick? What is telling you that?
Because it's kind of like it feel like it's real mushy, like it won't do nothing. Cheryl, it's just.
What do you mean it won't do nothing?
Look at this. It's like a
Blow dried
book.
it. If you blow dried it, you wouldn't tell.
Well, I don't want, but see, hold on. Wait a minute, because that's what's doing this. I have been, doing my twist outs
Okay,
and
so
my
when
flat
wet,
R's,
right.
so that's what, so if I stop doing that, then it won't do this piece here, because I want
It'll spiral all the way to the ends, what you're saying.
I want it to spiral all the way to the end. So let me play a clip. Let me play a clip. She said she's not understanding the question.
Okay, so when you guys feel the curl, and then you guys get to the end, it's just slick and it's straight. What determination are you determining? What metric are you describing and coming up to the conclusion that the straight tips are damaged, but the curl hair is not? What are you? And Miss Howard said the feel. And I'm asking you, what does that feel like?
Well, she says one feels rough and
Okay.
the other feels soft. That's a comparison. I know you didn't write it out like that, but she's dry.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Also rough.
Okay.
So that dry, that rough, because people will come in and they will have that a lot. They'll have the stringy pieces, or it's inconsistent where you got some curl, some frizz, and what they want to do is cut it and make all of the fibers, Cheryl, just go like this. They want to see this. They don't want to see this.
Okay. Now let's say if you have a person who did a press and curl, and then all of a sudden you wet and you shampoo it, and the tips are stringy, right?
Right.
Guys, to remember that the tips used to be at the base of the hair. So that hair has been on that head maybe 6 years longer than the prior hair. Old hair will fray, just like the tips of a flag. It waves, it moves, and it frays from the tips to the base. It doesn't fray from the base to the ends. It always frays. So older hair is what? It's old. Trim it off. Doesn't necessarily have to be damaged. It just means that it's what? It's worn. It's old.
Wow. Okay.
It's the same premise. You would have a wool sweater or a cotton sweater, and then you get the little balls on the sweater, and you take a razor blade, and they get the little balls off of the material because fabric wears. But it doesn't mean that. Does that make sense? Y'all gotta get that damage thing out of your mind.
So we're kind of so this language is kind of draping us, is drawing us in to a narrative. What you're saying is really primarily unrealistic. Is that what you're saying? Like it's not going to happen?
Well, absolutely. But chemical process ends does not. Let's just say you have a press and curl, and I'm gonna take you guys press and curl, and you got all this fluffy curly hair, maybe about from 4 inches out, and then all of a sudden, the last 2.5 inches, they're stringy. Now, you guys say that there is not a natural way to relax hair, but you keep doing a press and curl. What will the hair do? It'll stay straight.
This is true.
Okay, that only means all the cuticles are going in the same direction.
Hold on, wait a minute. This shirt is bad. Hold on, right there, boy. I'm here to tell you that's a bomb drop right there.
You can't get the cuticles to curl back the opposite way, which forms a spiral, which gives you the illusion of an afro, which you guys call frizz. That's all it is. Okay.
Wow.
But
okay.
See, it's the same premise. You guys take a cotton shirt, you guys ball it up, and you put it in the dryer. And when you take it out, it comes out stiff, dry, and balled up. Then you guys, what do? You guys take a what? A iron with steam, and you what? Press it out.
Right. Right.
But sometimes when you press a shirt out so much, the fibers what? Become unwoven and they shift and they're going on the same direction. That means when you guys flat iron, that means what? Reflection. That means shine. You guys love that shit. And then you guys complain when it turns to what? I want my curls back. I want to put water on. I want to shampoo it. Boom. The oldest part of the hair is more susceptible, more porous, more susceptible to wear and tear. That hair is the hair that is going to be weak. That is the hair that stays straight. The cuticles are so porous that they stay in one direction. The other hair could be 4 inches, maybe. It's new. So the fact that the cuticles are so much more resilient, they curl back, and then you guys have this optical illusion. Your brain goes, oh, that's curly, healthy. The other one is straight, damaged. And it's not biologically true.
Wow.
That is, so it appears that way.
Okay, so let's hear. Here's a great example of what Cheryl is talking about. Here we go. She's going to take us through what's unrealistic. Here we go.
And today I'm going to be hopping back into sharing how to transition from heat damaged or relaxed hair to fully natural, curly, kinky, coily hair.
What you talking about, Will?
And so you're saying,
so you mean there's a technique to just not straightening your hair again?
well, I think what people believe is that when that hair is straightened, that somehow you can pamper it with like proteins, and you can have these techniques of using certain brushes, and that you're going to make this hair transition back. When you listen to what they're saying, they're kind of alluding that, the hair that's stringy can eventually, kind of go back just a little, and then you snip it a little, and then eventually, that's kind of like, so that's what I'm seeing.
The key here is this. Black women, and this is not a black man thing, because also I'm going to exclude black men. Okay. Black women, you guys cannot be natural, cannot be African, cannot be black, pro-black, and still have this long hair European concept of growth. Afro curly hair does not grow this way. It does not grow this way. It grows out. You talk about volume, mass, and then weight. It doesn't grow. You guys are trying to keep. Why don't you guys just cut your shit off?
But I want this. I like this, Cheryl. I want this to hold on. See, Cheryl, you don't understand. I got a technique called stretching. See, I don't know, Cheryl. You don't recognize. You gotta put the product. Now you can't use a comb. That's the other thing. You don't understand this technique. So you get it and you take your fingers, Cheryl, and you use your curly custard peanut butter and jelly, and you're going to stretch it, and you're going to hold it down. You see what's happening? Look at you, Cheryl. Don't hate. Cheryl hating. Stop hating. And then you're going to stretch this down. And now my science is going to defy your science, because now my Afro hair does have length. And even though the ends are stringy, but see, those are damaged. And if I use my protein and I use my pomade, my grease for my follicles to help my hair, then now eventually it's going to kind of curl back. And all I'm going to have to do is snip just a little, and then let this grow from here and a little. And then I get to keep my length, and because I've stretched it with my fingers, because combing is bad for this hair. No, nobody's. Miss Howard, you hate? No, come on, they trying, y'all. Wait a minute. She going to happen. Come on, Miss Howard. You being hard. Now, we ain't seen you in a minute. You gonna come back in and say it's never gonna. And see, I know it's trying to go back up, Miss Howard, but if I keep stretching it.
In order, now check this out. The funny thing is, in order for it to go back curly, it's got to go back up.
I don't want that.
Then y'all keep trying to pull it down, and that's where the stringy is.
But it's a technique.
Oh, come on.
Oh, I'm about to show you. Here go proof. Here go proof. See, Cheryl and Miss Howard, what your problem is that you guys are kind of like old school. So here is the new school. Here we go.
Never, ever, 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 ever take a comb through your hair while it is dry. You will regret that. What you talking about, Willie?
Okay, Miss Howard. Now what do you guys have to say? Because also they're saying is that one of the problems why we're not able to achieve this 100% healthy hair. Michelle, I don't really appreciate you laughing because I'm trying to help y'all with this transition topic. Is that some of the things that the natural hair people say that we're doing is counterproductive. And this hair would stay, the length would stay if, number one, I don't try to detangle and be combing this stuff while it's dry. So if I do everything while it's wet and I use my fingers, wait, and then there is a special brush that you don't know nothing about. Did you know you can see this, Cheryl? So your Dr. Morrow ain't made this one. Look at this, guys. And you see that brush? Don't hate, Cheryl. And so this brush is going to give, and it's going to help. Look at that. See the dynamic? See the bristles move a little bit? And then that's going to help me keep my length. And I can put some things on here that can keep the tension if I want them closer, a little tighter. And that's how you keep the texture, and the hair can eventually, if I use that, then my ends won't go straight. They won't be damaged. No, you don't like that either? Michelle is in the chat boiling. She like, y'all is like off the change. You can transition with a texturizer, they say. Due respect.
Y'all just stop doing what you're doing and wait until your hair grows out. Why can't you guys be patient? Why can't you guys just do some fabulous, wonderful plait, braid, ponytails?
Because it's ugly. It doesn't have any style. And I'm not going to work looking like no ancient mama. Excuse me.
Let me just say this. Ladies, I just want you to understand. One of the things that I wanted to answer the question, with all due respect, are you ladies cosmetology instructors? I actually teach doctors. I'm a teacher's teacher. And unfortunately, cosmetology instructors are, I would say, appropriate for only students. They're not in the professional realm of someone in my category, if that answers your question.
And I have my cosmetology instructor's license, but I only teach with the intern. So I was going to say that, to Cheryl's point, the cosmetology instructor license is truly geared to help with the content that's in the Milady's book of cosmetology. We, so because those licenses are only going to be good if you're going to teach, cosmetology in the cosmetology schools. That instructor's license would give us the ability. It's like a teaching certificate. You know how teachers have to have a certificate, or so that's what those instructors license are. Although you can, tout yourself as an instructor, but it really would only be relatable, to the content of the Milady's book of barbering. I'm sorry, cosmetology. So I know she's like, huh? That's true. Some people will say I'm an instructor of cosmetology, and they try to make it seem like it's more than like it's applicable to other companies and
You're only right. You only have the ability to teach what the book teaches,
right?
And that is only appropriate for students,
right,
who are going to school, not anything above that. Right.
Okay. I hope that
helps.
Yeah, that's all we can do. That's right. Now, you can't go and get some more and like be an educator for a company and teach their stuff or whatever. But we did learn on Thursday that you can go and get your doctorate in cosmetology and take it to another level. So there are levels to this, and I am not at the doctorate level. Okay. So now we have a clear understanding that the straight hair on the ends is really just the cuticles that has weathered. Really no different from the other hair up top.
Well, it's almost like this. When people lose hair from the root, they say they're having hair loss. When people lose hair on the ends, they are aching. That is aching or germane to either snapping off, or it's tearing, or it's breaking. See that because the hair fiber is not the same from the base all the way to maybe 4.5 inches. Let's say you have a 6-inch strand. Okay, the hair on the base is so much more resilient, stronger, because it is what? It is chemical free at that point. Not for long, until you get your service, right? Whatever the case may be. Once that hair starts growing and it moves here, it's almost like a 50% majority. Once it gets here and it starts getting really weathered, old, it's processed, you've been on the hair. It's almost like, you guys understand, when a baby's hair grows, what does the baby has? Nothing on it. And all of a sudden, the baby's hair on the end turns lighter. It gets frizzier. It gets a little more dehydrated, because that body is telling you to cut me away, and to allow the other hair to be vibrant, and so forth and so forth. The hair that's on the end tends to not react to water. It tends to not react to oil. It tends to be more bally. It gets more lint in it. It becomes susceptible to a lot of things because it is growing old. And by the time that baby is 4 to 5 to 6 years old, that particular hair that was on the baby's head and has moved from the base all the way to the end, you have to clip that off. It's almost the same as teeth. It's shedding itself. It's like it's a fiber. It's an old fiber. That's all it is. It doesn't mean that it's damaged. That is not the appropriate word. It's old.
Wow. That's very, very profound. So what about, so there goes my protective style. That's where I was going to go next, because you hear that you do have the option to do a protective style that's going to, because remember what she said was, in this whole transitioning process, they don't want to cut that hair, Cheryl. And I think that's the piece that you're missing, and you're trying to get you guys to grapple with that hair that's old, and to change the language. So even if I braid the hair and I think that I am protecting those ends so that I can keep the length, can you help work?
Who has ever taken down a head of hair of braids, right? and the ends are more healthier than the base of the hair. Who's ever did that?
Say that again. I'm sorry.
Who has ever taken down their hair from braids and the ends look better than the hair on the base?
Me.
Your hair looks better on the ends than it does on the base.
It's got that nice, smooth little crimp there.
Out of braids, my dear. The question.
Oh, out of braids. No, because when you take the braids down, it's gonna be something funky. You see what's happening? Oh, sorry, they ain't getting upset.
Okay. Now my point is that even locks, even braids, it doesn't matter. This is biology. This is science. This has nothing to do with all in your mind. Oh my God, I can preserve a hair strand forever. You cannot preserve a hair strand forever until you start chipping away at its particular ends that begin to fray. And at the end of the day, there's very long hair that begin to fray, but it grows longer. But that is old hair, and that's hair, I guarantee you. People with long hair, and I'll be the first one. I've always had long hair. However, I don't do a lot with it because that's why I want to keep it long. You cannot do a lot with long hair and expect for it to be long, and then for you to that it is very, if you do a lot with it, you're gonna have to really take care of it because it's old.
And
long hair is old hair.
Yeah, that's something that
like fur. You have to really take care of it. And if you're not a really high maintenance kind of girl, I'm not. Long hair is perfect for me because I don't do a lot with it. I don't even wear it out a lot because you can't if you want to keep it long. And that's, the point of it.
Yeah, a lot of people when they get, longer hair, they're kind of confused with the whole combing it and trying to keep it up, and they'll want like all these spiral curls, and we will tell them, well, you really don't want to do that, to longer hair. And they're like, but I want volume and I want to see the curls like up in here, and like, because you rarely see me with curls in my hair.
Right.
It's not realistic. I mean, and it's not the healthiest, thing for your hair. And I
wear long, just be low maintenance with it. I don't wear it out. I don't do a lot with it because I like to keep it long. So I'm prepared to not do a lot with it. I just put it in a bun or I put it in a long braid, period. And well, and here, Miss Howard. Look at Miss Howard. Look at Miss Howard.
I know she being bad. She being bad.
That is not a protective style. It's a low maintenance style. A protective style, there is no such thing. And I agree with you, Miss Howard. So at the end of the day, I just low maintenance. Long hair has to be low maintenance. To keep it long, when you want to go back past 18 inches and you want to go past 19 inches and then you go back, you have to be low maintenance. It has to be once a month that you wear it down, right? Or once every 2 months. Make sure that you just keep it clean, and you just know that you're just putting it up in a condition and you're putting it up in plaits. You're not protecting it. It's just low maintenance.
Right. Unless you're just super duper high maintenance. That's the key word now. You can do all that, but you're going to have to spend some time and some money to maintain that hair. So now what about like at night, Cheryl? So at night when I go to bed, right? And I've got my hair like this, can I like put a bonnet and protect it, or do I have to braid this up because now it's so long?
You say protective word?
Yeah, can I protect it? Can I like put a bonnet and protect it and so it won't be so matted? Can I do that? Because see, I can't be braiding this down, because it's going to take too long to get up in the morning. So can I just put a bonnet on this and protect
it? Ladies.
Because you're talking about a lot of work. And I can't be doing all that.
Okay. Well,
I'm a
my,
protector of the vagina.
my advice, ladies, for women to be obsessed, and I have to say, no one is obsessed with white girl hair than black women. White girl hair is long. You guys just love long. You just love that shit dangling on your shoulders. You guys going against God, nature. Y'all just love that.
This is natural though, sure. You don't think this is natural the way I finger comb that? I did not use any heat. I did not use any chemicals. There's no relaxer on this. So I'm just trying to help you understand.
Right. And I just want to let you guys know the most unnatural thing that you guys can say and do is to tell me what you don't have time for. That is unnatural. That is freak. That is so crazy to me, what you don't have time for. It takes too much time, too time consuming. I'm too time consuming. You eat, don't you?
But food tastes good. That don't taste good.
Oh, you don't enjoy doing your hair?
It's so hard. It's difficult to manage. The chat cricket. Y'all don't leave me hanging. Y'all better say something. Here you go.
I have a wonderful. What about my wash and go?
Can I just?
Well, let me just say this. Why y'all got to do wash and go in the morning? Do you guys know I love Perry Mason. I love Carol Burnett. I love all the old shows. Do you understand? I take my and while I'm there, it takes me 15 minutes. So when I
have kids. And I have a court case to be. I have a hearing in the morning.
Right.
I have to commute for 2 hours.
So get off the phone and do your hair.
You're being very hoity-toity. You're an elite.
Not hoity-toity. That's just because you guys are so, beautiful. You guys want to be beautiful. You guys care about how you look. You want to put your best foot forward. Your wash and go can be at night. Why can't you do a wash and go to bed? Why got to be wash and go? Why can't you go wash and stay in the house? Wash and read a book.
I can't go wet hair. I can't go.
Yeah, I guess you can. It's called conditioner. We're not talking about doing it wet from every day. White girls do their hair every day from wet. You guys are saying that you don't have time? See, that's ridiculous. I don't understand what you guys are talking about.
Well, I just thought I could just put a bonnet on it and that would keep it.
You can put a bonnet on afterwards.
And it wouldn't tangle. So if I put a bonnet, it wouldn't. But when I do put the bonnet on it and I take the bonnet off,
African women don't know what you guys are
talking about. Mess. And
African women do not know what you guys are talking about.
They don't wear bonnets in Africa?
No, they take time and do each other's hair. That's what they do. They know that, because let me just say this. Sometimes I do a quickie. I will put it in a ponytail and I put 4 rubber bands, one at the base, one at the middle, one at the end, and one at the top. And I go to bed because the rubber bands will keep it from what? The hair is moving. And
but that's not natural. I feel like if I was to put the rubber bands on my hair and if I was to plait this down, it would compromise my texture. So I'm trying to put a bonnet on it to preserve the curls. But when I take my bonnet off, I can't even comb it. And I'm trying to get you to help me understand how I can manage that.
Mm-hmm. I don't think you're a good manager. I think you need to go through hair coaching therapy. Afro texture therapy. Ladies in the chat, come on, y'all. I think we need to come to the Afro Hair Science Summit, and we can learn how to be therapists. Y'all would make a bunch of money with the Afro hair transition therapy. Transition therapy.
I like
but I'm not patient. I'm not patient. Well, okay. Well, growth demands patience. I don't know what you guys are going to do.
But all this work that
I would have to take Luana through hair therapy. Because I know she's a beautiful girl.
You know she is.
Beautiful spirit. You deserve your time. You deserve your time. I believe that.
Well, we have learned.
You want transit? Well, y'all want transition in microwave? It's called Uber microwave transitioning. What are we talking about?
Well, we have just learned at the end of the day, number one, our expectations are just, they're
And
very.
the chat left you hanging.
Yeah, I think everybody is just kind of like, well, it appears that we've all had some little epiphanies throughout this live, but one of the biggest for me is just our language.
Yes.
Number one, the word natural. We're kind of construing it a little bit. Number two, the word damaged. We probably, well, we should just stop using that word because, like you said, if you burn it off and you burn it up, well, that's damaged. But if it's weather, that's just all that it is, and that's just what happens. That's a naturally occurring process. It does,
especially to longer tresses. Longer tresses are so beautiful. They're gorgeous, but they're so delicate because they're old. That hair used to be at the base of your scalp at one point. So how many years did it take for it to get 12, 15, 16, 20 inches long? That's about 7, 8, 9 years. That's how long it's been on your head. And so the longer it gets, the more baby you got to baby it.
You got to poo-poo it, all right? So at the end of the day, guys, the transitioning thing is a tad bit unrealistic. If it means that much to you, just grow it on out. But like she said, be patient. No need in cutting it all off and buying all this, special greases and whatever. All this make your hair grow. And now we're not knocking these products. We're not saying you can't use them, but they're not going to make anything happen faster. You're not going to be able to protect it. It's not in your best interest to be going to bed with bonnets on this and thinking that you're going to wake up and not it's going to be easier to comb. Again, that it just doesn't work that way.
Or you guys, what you can do too, like I think the West Senegalese try, braid it and then rope it. Rope it and then tie it, and then the hair doesn't move. And then the next morning, rub your fingers through it, voila. Or braid it.
Right. But
voila.
You guys have to make time for your hair. I know people like, me personally, I don't know what household y'all grew up in. In my household, I'm just saying that is part of our family legacy. You were not going to find anybody in our family with unkempt hair. It just ain't going to happen. I'm not trying to be, you can say whatever you want to say. I don't care. You'd be hard to find a picture with our hair. You know how they have a no. Our parents were like, that hair had to be combed. You could not leave the house. You could not go anywhere. That hair had to be done, and you had to learn how to do your hair. So you got to just do that. She said. She said, wash it every day and make it grow faster, all right?
Well, at least you'll be paying attention to it. Live, work, clean. At least you'll be paying attention to it. You'll be bonding with it. You'll be looking at, you'll be able to check it every day, and you'll be able to at least bond with it. But you guys, this protective style to keep it away for 2 months so you don't have to check in with it, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, and I think as we end on this note, you guys have been absolutely phenomenal. We did forget to ask you guys, just right quick, Cheryl, show them what they can do to help us be partners, to help change the narrative about transitioning hair. We're going to show them how to do it right quick. Here we go, guys. It's real easy. All you got to do is this right quick. So Cheryl said, put your finger on that button and hit that thumbs up button. I see the hearts are going up, so we appreciate that. But we're going to end on this wonderful note from Ms. Howard, who just came through the chat and took it over. Let me give you a big old round of applause, because you came back through like you were just here yesterday. All right, and so let me just read it. She says, I think that's the problem with some of the YouTubers. You know, they think that using all of these natural things is going to make instant results. And Cheryl, as you close us down, what do you have to say to that comment right there?
I couldn't have said it best. I could not have said it best. And I think that once we understand that your body is never transitioning, their body is producing the same biological blueprint called your birth texture every second of the day, right? When you're sick, when you're conscious of it, when you're not conscious of it, it's growing. Transitioning, I think, is a phenomenon that started about 20 years ago, that we as people who are accustomed to wearing straight, instant gratification, straight hair, that your mindset, your mentality, your spirit is transitioning. Your skills have to transition. You have to relearn how to do your hair as if you were 5 and 6 and 7. You have been transitioned away from it by doing all these other styles. And then when you're going back to the basics, that I think that is what you're talking about when you're talking about transitioning. You're not changing into a whole new person. You're not changing a state, a nature, or a condition. That is not what's happening. Your body is consistently growing your new growth. And so what are you going to do about it? You're going to wait. You're going to be patient. You're going to bond. You're going to look forward to something and really unite with it and look forward to it and take care of it and into when you grow into your ideal style. But, you know, let's not make up words and terms that can confuse us about what we're actually really doing in reality.
Wow.
So, good luck.
Yeah, we got to watch that language. It's amazing how words that can liberate us are also constricting us. Like you said, using words like natural, transition, damaged, they're just a little bit too out of context for what the hair is. Like she said, the hair doesn't know. So we can go live and we're making fun, we're making light of it, but we're just being serious to just kind of come on back down to humanity, because we are humans. It's not about lowering your expectations, because the hair doesn't know. And just watch the language, because it can't be taken figuratively and you can't push it. Because you want to say, like, I didn't even realize that you noticed that she was drawing the picture of the hair in reverse with the straight hair, and trying to show you,
right. And she, because she thinks that Afro textured curly hair genetically just comes out curly. No, it's curly in the dermis. It's curly within. It has instructions to curl. That's why it's producing a curl. And so that's why she did that, because once again, you can't culturate yourself to Afrocentric knowledge and Afrocentric science. It is what it is. And so just because you read something on Wikipedia, that is probably what is the difference between the Afro Hair Science Summit's perspective on Afro education or Afro cosmetology. The hair doesn't grow straight and then it comes out curly. And so that's why she did that. Unfortunately, bless her heart, I hope she gets enlightened.
Yeah, we just gotta watch it. She gets an E for effort. You can follow all of those ladies are here on YouTube. They have some dynamic YouTube channels, so make sure you go and check them out. I will drop all of their links in the chat so you can watch their videos in totality. Everybody has their own take on it, so we ain't whatever. All right. So we're going to be back on April Fool's Day, which is Monday, April the 1st. And we're going to talk about some of the top 5 jokes and haircut that we probably took a little bit too seriously. And I'll have some jokes for you guys, some riddles about hair that you guys can answer. So we're going to have a lot of fun on Monday. We'll be back here on Thursday at 10 o'clock for all of you cosmetologists and barbers and hair aficionados. And we're going to talk about mythology and cosmetology. How does mythology in hair connect or relate to modern day cosmetology as we wrap up Women's History Month? I thought, what better way than to just go into the imaginary world of hair through your deities, your gods, and your goddesses, and all this cool stuff. So if you're into all that kind of cool stuff, then we will see you back here on Friday. And you know what we say when we're signing out, right? It's always about a whole lot of peace, a whole lot of love, and for sure, come on, Nene. Nene mad at you, Cheryl. Look at her face. Oh, skank. And a whole lot of hair. That's right. Remember, guys, but if you ain't got it, don't grow. You can't grow it. You're planning on cutting it off. You can't stand it. You got some bald patches. You're bald-headed. You know what we say? Don't worry about that stuff. Why? Because all of that is beautiful too. And so are you. Just watch your language, okay? All right, guys. Have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful evening. Cheryl, you ready for the chit chat tonight?
I'm ready.
Bam, bam, bam. He or she said, cancel this damn show. They hate it. What? Hold on. Wait a minute.
Make black hair great again.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Now, woo.
We're coming, get our check.
Cheryl, Morrow, the one, the only, the hair oracle.
That was it was Red Dot, and then we also had a cosmetology school instructor in the chat, Miss Denise West, Michelle Allen, Miss Foster. Dang, I missed her. Hey! It's always nice to see Miss Foster in the chat. Michelle Allen, you know how much we love you too.
What? About a whole lot of peace. Cheryl, you order that in a bag of chips.